A relaxing, team-bonding golf outing at a $100 million Tiger Woods-designed course turned into the most chaotic trade deadline scene in MLB history. 4 Los Angeles Angels players were traded mid-round while they were still holding their clubs. The golf world is stunned, the baseball world is stunned, and the Angels' season has reached a new level of absurdity. Mike Trout had planned this outing for months. The Los Angeles Angels superstar invited roughly a dozen teammates to his brand-new private club, Trout National, the Reserve, in his hometown of Vineland, New Jersey. It was supposed to be a team bonding experience, a chance for the squad to relax on an off day before a series against the Baltimore Orioles. The course, designed by Tiger Woods' architecture firm TGR Design, opened in April 2026 and is one of the most exclusive golf experiences in the country. The par 72 layout stretches over 7,500 yards across 280 acres of rolling hills and reclaimed quarries. Membership is capped to just 227 members, a tribute to Trout's jersey number, with initiation costs estimated between $300,000 and $500,000. But Trout forgot one crucial detail. The off day fell on August 3rd, Major League Baseball's trade deadline, and interim general manager John Mozeliak was in the mood to make some deals. Everyone was putting on a green. We were all sitting there, all on the tee box, Trout later recalled. It seemed like every 4 or 5 holes someone was getting the call. A $100 million course, a Tiger Woods design, and a trade deadline that turned a relaxing round into a living nightmare. The chaos began before anyone even hit a shot. Brent Suter, an 11-year veteran reliever, was on the practice putting green when his phone rang. It was Mozeliak. Suter had been traded to the Atlanta Braves. The left-hander's first question wasn't about the new team or the logistics of moving. According to reports, his immediate response was, "Can I finish the round? Can I golf?" Suter was allowed to finish his round before catching an evening flight to Atlanta. The news hit him hard. He was in his first season with the Angels and had just been told he was moving across the country. "I just instantly started hugging everybody," Suter said. The first trade happened before the first tee shot, and it was just the beginning. The transactions didn't stop. As the Angels players made their way around Trout National, the phone calls kept coming. Joe Adell, an outfielder, learned that he had been traded to the Cleveland Guardians around the midway point of his round. He exchanged hugs with his teammates and departed from the course. He had 6 holes left to play. "I was in shock. At least I got to play half the course, though. That's the positive." Ryan Zeferjahn, a 28-year-old reliever with 4 years of club control, was on the back 9 when the sky opened up. During a rain delay, huddled with his teammates in a shelter hut, he received the news. He had been traded to the Chicago Cubs with 6 holes still to play. "It was a surreal moment with everyone around," recalled Zeferjahn. Kirby Yates, a 12-year veteran, managed to complete his entire round without receiving a call, but as he drove away from the course, his phone rang. He had been traded to the Pittsburgh Pirates. "It was pretty wild watching everybody go. None of us have ever seen that many guys get traded at once. After somebody went, we just kept saying, 'All right, who's next?'" 4 players traded mid-round, 1 in the car leaving, and the Angels roster was torn apart in a single afternoon.
There was one more Angel who got traded that day, but he wasn't on the course. Right-hander Jose Soriano, who doesn't golf, was back at the team hotel when he learned he was traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. Another player, left-hander Reed Detmers, spent the entire round waiting for the call that never came. A false report surfaced during the outing indicating Detmers had been traded to the Chicago Cubs, but he ultimately remained with the Angels. "We were kind of waiting for his phone to ring," Yates said, "and it never did." In total, the Angels made 5 trades on deadline day, moving Suter, Adell, Zeferjahn, Yates, and Soriano. 4 of those players learned of their fates while at Trout National. 3 were told mid-round. The Angels front office dismantled the roster while the players were trying to enjoy a round of golf, and the irony was lost on no one. Trout National was supposed to be a symbol of stability. The $100 million project, designed by the greatest golfer in history, was meant to be a sanctuary for Trout and his teammates. The course features the bullpen, a 6-hole short course, and the dugout, a baseball-themed amenity station where members can watch shots from field level. Instead, it became the backdrop for a front office bloodbath. The irony is staggering. Trout is the face of the Angels franchise, having signed a 12-year, $426.5 million contract extension in 2019. He has been the team's cornerstone for over a decade, and yet the organization has failed to build a competitive team around him year after year. At the trade deadline, the Angels were 43-69, on their way to a third consecutive losing season. Interim GM Mozeliak, who acknowledged he didn't even know the players were on the course that day, initiated a massive sell-off. "I'm bummed I wasn't invited," Mozeliak said. "I was a little tied up that morning." Trout's $100 million sanctuary became a revolving door, and the Angels' rebuild is only just beginning.
The Angels' trade deadline chaos at Trout National is a story about more than just baseball. It's about the collision of two worlds, the serenity of golf and the brutality of professional sports. It's about the fragility of team chemistry and the cold reality of roster management. But above all, it's about the irony of a superstar who has given everything to a franchise that can't seem to get out of its own way. Trout planned a team bonding experience. The front office turned it into a fire sale. The question now is, can Mike Trout's golf course survive the chaos surrounding the team that built it? Or will it become a monument to what might have been?